Hello, everybody. Welcome to Profiling Evil. It's choir practice, and I'm really looking forward to tonight. We're gonna kick back and have some fun, chat a little bit, answer questions. We just want to have a nice night with you. I want to shout out to our mods. Miss Sophia, I'm glad you got the electricity going. It's good to see you up and running here. Rochelle, Sean, thank you. I loved the comment I saw from Angela Pittman right as we got rolling, that she loves the show, calling from Florida. So that's really nice. Thank you. And let's see, Michelle Leonardo. Oh, I purchased a cup and I'm excited. So yeah, don't forget to get those rookie year mugs. You only have about 5 days left to get the rookie year mug, and then those things are going to be gone forever. So you want to make sure you get that. You can see it over my my left shoulder, and it's a great little mug and a lot of fun to have. Got some cool news on the merchandise size that we can talk about. Frankly, we have opened up at profilingevil.com a much more comprehensive merchandise shop. So please go over there and check it out. I mean, we got everything from shirts and we got ball caps now, which is really cool. We have some really cool barbecuing accessories. We got great sweatshirts, socks. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle. And there's this really cool, I don't know if we've got a picture of it, but there's this really cool mason jar mug with the PE logo on it that I'm going to, as soon as I can get one ordered and shipped to me, I'm going to start packing my drink in. So yeah, please go to the profilingevil.com to the merchandise store and see all the really cool stuff that we've got in there. The other thing I really like is we have the ball caps with the Profiling Evil round logo and with the written logo like you see at the top of the screen right here on them, and they just look really great. So thanks, and please hit that. I don't know if you've been watching the news. There have been some crazy things going on. Just last night, a Seattle police officer, off-duty, female officer, stopped to help some people in a car crash. Suspect approached her, killed her, took her car. I mean, how is this stuff happening? I don't know. If in fact, if we can in the back office, pull up that image I sent you today from the Officer Down Memorial page. In the last 164 days, 150 police officers have died in the line of duty. That's one police officer every 1.09 days. It's just insane. And this is the Seattle police officer at the top who was killed last night. Just absolutely crazy. The change in the way the public is interacting, ambushing police officers and other kinds of things. Really, I don't want to get on a downer as we start tonight, but please keep those police officers and their families in your prayers, because they are under attack all across the country, probably all around the world. Anyway, hey, I want to bring in Skylar. We're going to do some chatting tonight. We're going to have a good time, just answer your questions. And we're going to gratuitously sipping on the diet. Oh, hey, that reminds me. We have we've got a great sponsor for tonight's Diet Dr. Pepper Fund. If we could pop that up, Skylar. Navy vet, thank you so much for popping for the Diet Dr. Peppers for the team. That is so kind. We're going to leave this up on the corner of the screen all night long, and we'll come back and talk about that. But hats off, everybody. Please shout out to Navy vet. Really appreciate that. I mean, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, Skylar, but for Navy vet, I'm just going to say I spent time on CV63. I want you to put in the chat box below what CV63 is. It was under the command of Bear Pickavance at the time, and I was doing some work for the Pentagon, did a little study out to sea, and so just put what kind of ship that is in there, CV63, so Navy vet, that's your assignment now. We'll see if the back office can catch it. Heidi Ruth, Man, amen. I love Diet Dr. Pepper. I mention all the time it's prescription, so it's not like I really have a choice in that. Skylar, I don't know that you're old enough yet to have the prescription, but I do see you drinking a lot of it, which worries me.
Mine is more preventative care than a prescription. So that's we start early here.
That's great. Well, we're going to just kind of take this from question to question, but I want to pop up Ches Matthews from Tasmania. Now, I'm going to just tell you this. So, Ches, I've done a lot of work in Australia, and folks, if you haven't watched my mapping or listened to my Mapping Evil with Mike King, go to mappingevil.com. And you can catch up on that. It's actually like number 3 on Apple's true crime list in Australia and New Zealand area. But Ches, I popped that up because I got in trouble down there for calling a criminal a Tasmanian devil. And there we go. There's the webpage. If we can scroll through that, it's got some pretty cool content on it. The thing that's so cool about this is what we did is we looked at an American predator, serial killer, or something like that. Then we looked at a like predator in Australia, and we talked about the similarities, and we talked about how GIS and mapping is used to combat these kinds of crimes, and it was a blast. But on the Tasmanian devil thing, we used to say when we were profiling cases that you see some kinds of behaviors. We saw it in Tristan Bailey's case, where the little 13-year-old that was stabbed multiple times, this frenzied attack we would call the Tasmanian devil. So for Ches, no offense, I'm sure that you're very calm coming from Tasmania, but that's just we focused always on that little cartoon character for all of that. So anyway, Skylar,
let's tell them what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
We gotta tonight is another Ask Mike Anything. So some of you caught it earlier last week, I believe. We did, I guess it's been a little over a week ago. We did an Ask Mike Anything where we take questions from inside the chat and just make Mike answer them. So there's no rules, there's no anything. Obviously keep it PG-13 maybe, because it is true crime, so it's going to get PG-13 with some of the stuff, but we want you guys to just ask anything. This can be case related, this can be Mike's favorite soda. That was a dumb question. Mike's favorite candy, anything like that. We're just here to take comments, take questions from the chat, get them answered. We know we do these lives a lot. We do choir practices a lot, and y'all don't get a whole lot of opportunities to get your questions answered because we have a panel. They're focused on things they want to say. We're focused on things we want to say. And so we don't ever get to all the questions. So we want to give you a chance to do it. So let's see what we got. Mike, what are your thoughts on criminals out on bail for homicide or murder charges committing again? We have over 20 plus so far this year alone in Chicago.
Yeah, boy, Heather, I we're very close to folks in Chicago and have had Chief Lewin on a number of times on the show. Chicago has a unique set of problems, actually has seen an increase in gun violence in the last 2 years since COVID. Actually, I personally believe, and I'd love your thoughts on this as a Chicagoan, I thought under Superintendent McCarthy, who was a former New York City deputy chief, then became the Newark City chief, and I've been friends with him for many years. He became then the Chicago superintendent. He went really strongly on street checks and shaking people down that were acting suspicious and other things. And the crime and violence in Chicago, and this is now going back 5 years, I would say probably, the crime rate dropped dramatically. The number of weapons that were being taken off the street dropped dramatically. And then there was a shooting of a police officer shot a young man in the street. And that looked like a bad shooting by all accounts. The mayor came down on the city, said no more shaking people down on the street. And what happened? Homicide started creeping up. There is a cause and effect to these kinds of decisions. And that's the cool thing about our country is we continue to look for what that maybe level playing field is as we look at how and when to release offenders or suspected offenders while they have an opportunity to prepare for a trial that's going to come against them or not. And sometimes we lose. And what really is frustrating to me is when you have convicted felons for aggravated violent felonies who are early released from prison or other kinds of things and then get out and reoffend. I'm more concerned about those offenders than I am the one who has all of the microscope on them as they're waiting trial, because they seem to be a little better behaved during that time period. But anyway,
next book, and I'll read these for him because, as we've known in the past, he cannot read these very well. So we'll make sure that they're read clearly and out loud. So let's do this next book question real quick, Mike, and then we have a super chat question. We want to make sure everyone knows that we're seeing a lot of questions roll through, but we will give priority to super chats. We're not forcing you to do it to get your question answered, but they will get priority.
Yeah, thank you. Well, 12-Step Woman, thanks for all your support over the last year. Yeah, there is a new book coming out. It'll be released probably the 1st of August. And the name will be She Knew No Fear. And there'll be more to come on that. We've got the cover design. We're kind of tweaking some things. We're waiting for then the printer and then for Amazon to get everything. This time we're going to roll it out a little differently, though. And we hope you'll all support us. We're gonna have some hardbound versions that I'm going to sign and that you can buy direct. And then those that want to save about $5 can go online to Amazon and get a paperback version, but we'll have it all ready all at once. So if you would just somehow let us know if that is something you're interested in, we'll decide how many hardbound books to do as kind of a special release and do a book signing one night like we did before and then ship all those off. So thanks so much.
So Anna Brown, thank you for the $5. We really appreciate that. She asks, Mike, do you know how long Samantha Rodriguez stayed in the hotel in Colorado?
I do not, Anna, and I'm sorry. There are so many cockeyed cases. It's just frustrating, isn't it? And but if you will send us a note through the evidence room, we can try to look at some of those things. And this is probably a great chance to even talk about the evidence room for just a moment. Folks, we have some of you who submit something to the evidence room like saying, hey, you ought to look into this case. And that's about how much time we spend looking into it. Those of you who really go and put in some detail in that, and if the back office could pull up a screen of the evidence room, we could talk about that just for a second. But the more information you can send us, the better chance you have of having us review that. Because again, sadly, around the world, there are so many criminal cases happening. It's just incredible. But if you go to profilingevil.com and hit the evidence room tab, you can go in and you can fill out this information. There are some that are required, like your email and other things, I think. I'm not sure. Let me just check, see if I can see a head waving. But bottom line is you can put all the information. If you put links to things, you can upload files. That's going to get a better chance of looking at those kinds of cases. So hope that helped. I'm sorry.
So, hey, well, yeah, let's get this one answered quick, and then we got a couple super chats we want to get to. So, Mike, and this is Wishing B, how did homicide policing change with technology? Is it getting harder to get away with it?
Wishing B, that is such a cool question, because the criminals are getting better at using technology to their advantage, as well as law enforcement. Law enforcement has two choices. We call it either proactive policing, where we get out and we try to get ahead of crime, or reactive policing, which is what most police departments do because there's so much crime. And now we're seeing shorter staffing issues going on, police departments not being able to get all the people they need. And so we're seeing that create problems, and we become more reactive. But bottom line is technology, we used to say the first 48 was the most critical. I don't get as worried about that first 48 anymore, but when we don't get something solved in that first 48, then it's longer. But we're seeing more and more of these cold cases solved because of technology. it should be helping law enforcement. I think we've proven over and again with all these cases that are getting solved that it can help, but the bad guys are getting better at it too. Just like in the 60s when we started saying we got a fingerprint, suspects started wearing gloves. They're going to start wearing digital gloves.
Yeah. Let's give this one just a sec. I want to go back and just shout out to Nelly Foods. I am a new member and just wanted to say thank you for all the hard work y'all do and that I truly enjoy your channel. Thanks, Nelly. We appreciate you.
Holy cow, that's really kind.
That is
Nelly.
amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, really appreciate it.
And then Debbie Zane, thank you so much for the 5.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are so amazing.
There we go. Thanks, Tim. And thanks to Tim and Tyler in the back, even though I don't really do anything in the back anyway. Like, honestly, I really don't. I hope everyone understands that mostly Tim and Tyler Tyler does pretty much everything, and then Tim picks up where he's not. Anyway, so thanks, guys. So Tim
runs the office, and he runs all the finances and takes care of any contracts.
Well, Tyler still does most of that anyway. So thanks, Tyler. So what is your most memorable positive case while a law enforcement officer?
Wow. Was that Michelle?
That was Michelle Leonardo. Yes.
Yeah. Michelle, it may not be as dynamic as you may want, but the most positive for me was one night I got called as a patrol officer to a care center where a man with dementia had walked away. It was freezing cold temperatures. Nobody knew where he was. And it was one of those times when you just kind of drive around and you have a prayer in your heart and you just pray that you might be inspired to turn down a certain street. And just after a couple of hours, I found him laying nearly frozen on a street corner and got him an ambulance there and saved his life. Now, I guess the reality is his family probably would have been happy to see him finally go instead of continue to suffer. But for me, it was just really a special moment. So there you go. That's it. Thanks for asking that question.
So Kellyanne, thank you, Mike and Skylar, for your insight. Love the content.
Oh, Kellyanne, thank you for the kind donation and just for supporting us. You've been around a long time. Thank you.
And I don't offer any insight, so I had a pathetic
no idea how much insight he offers.
Pathetic 2-year career working for a police department before I sold out to the private sector. So fun to cruise.
They worked with law enforcement for a number of years, and I'm as a dad, I'm grateful to, as much as I love this profession, I'm grateful that he found technology.
When will Deceived be audio? When will Deceived be in audio form? Fun to cruise. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know if the back office can speculate on that, but I just keep waiting like you do. There are kind of some weird things happening there that I just keep waiting. So please be patient. I'm looking in the back office to see if there's any response, and I'm getting blank stares. So please know we're working on it. We have it recorded, but there are lots of things that have to happen. So
Deborah Roby, what do you know about the group Divine Love's Path? AJ Miller is the head of the group out of Queensland.
Holy cow. I've been to Queensland, I don't know, I think 6 times in the last couple of years, and I have never heard of that group. I'd love to learn more. Maybe we can look at that. I don't know if you saw any of the work I did on the family, and the work with Lex DeMann, and hopefully you can go back and listen to the podcast on that. But boy, you got me on that. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, Skylar. So Queensland, I when you were younger, I sent you a picture of your favorite Australian guy while I was standing. I think I was
Irwin.
Koala or something. Yeah.
Yep. Still jealous. I'll get there someday.
Yeah.
Mike, why?
Steve Irwin.
Jen on the Lamb wants to know why you won't wear your glasses.
Well, number one, I have a expensive $2 pair, and I look even more old and dumpy than normal, and so I pull them off.
We got to get you some cool ones so you can look good. I'll let you take this one.
Grammy Bear, thank you so much for joining up. That's really nice of you. And Rochelle, thank you. Gosh, that's incredible. Thank you so much. Rochelle, please put a question in there. But thank you for all your support over the last year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So Sherry Long, Mike, has a murder or crime scene or / crime scene been established where poor Tylee was dismembered before her body was burned? Any thoughts? My heart can't let this go.
Man, Sherry, we're with you. So we've talked about this before. There are sometimes multiple crime scenes, and we know where the disposal site was because that's where Tylee's body was recovered. There is something to suggest that Tylee may have been shot in the backyard when Chad put that he killed a raccoon. Again, that's all speculation. We don't know, but we do know that Alex was probably with Tylee before she was brought to the property and buried. Boy, I guess that's a really long way of saying I don't think we've heard anything yet that's public. There are some interesting things that are out there about where they're theorizing certain things happen, but nothing public that I'm comfortable talking about.
What did you
miss? The beauty is it's recorded, so please go back and start at the beginning. And
Debbie Zane again.
Here.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie, again. I believe Tammy Daybell's autopsy results are inconclusive, and they probably have enough evidence to charge Chad anyway. Agree or not?
Yeah, so the interesting thing about Tammy Daybell is that because there was an embalming process, then some of the evidence that would have been available through blood and other body fluids may have been contaminated or pushed out of the system by the embalming fluid. But that doesn't mean that the tissue and the chemicals that could be absorbed into the tissue are not viable to some degree. Now, I've heard that there are some people speculating that there would be no evidence in the case. I absolutely don't believe that. There would be no reason to take that body back out, exhume it so that they could examine it. And they certainly have got to have some pretty strong playing cards in their back pocket after having that autopsy. So I think we're going to see a lot. Now, what I'm really going to be interested in is if there's a chemical reason for her death or if there's a physiological reason, like a break in the hyoid bone right here, which is just that small bone that points out. It's really conducive to breaking and shows evidence of strangulation. But we don't know. I mean, you look at how some of the other people died, and you really start to wonder about chemical influences in her death, or perhaps even just smothering or something like that. So it's going to be interesting.
So, sorry, Tim, I took over for a second there. Jessica Schubach, thank you. You accidentally skipped over Serendipity's question. If you guys could post it in this isn't Serendipity, right? If you guys could repost it in the chat, we'll have Tim looking for it for whatever Serendipity said. Would hate to miss one if especially if it was a super chat. We can't miss that. LM Mike says, I love your recent shows where you dive without live. You review and discuss without interruptions. I love those shows. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, LM, thank you so much. That's a product of the back office telling me that I need to kind of shorten down things and get right to the point, especially knowing how busy you all are. And so we're going to try to just kind of have a mix of things. We'll do lives periodically. We'll do those little short segments. And we're going to do things like this tonight. So thank you so much for the feedback. And yes, we'll continue to work on that.
Okay, so here, this must be the one from Serendipity. The Morphew arrest affidavit, is it stating as fact dismemberment, or is that in a list of possible things that may have happened?
So Serendipity, number one, we haven't seen the arrest affidavit yet. So, and it hasn't been made public. So the question all along has been, people have asked if that's a possibility. Certainly one of those many possibilities to what could have happened to Suzanne. But bottom line is, we don't know. We haven't seen the arrest affidavit. We now know August 24th is going to be the next hearing, and then 7 days after that, so the 31st, the affidavit will again be reconsidered for release. The judge still could hold it back. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the judge, this is Mike talking, I think the judge realizes that this is a career case. He's doing everything possible to avoid having something that could cause an appeal in the case or something else. So we're going to continue to see people in this case, the court, making decisions that are erring on the side of caution rather than just blazing forward.
So smash the like button. Thanks,
Thank you, Alavera. Boy, thanks for your support. I mean, we're coming up on a year. That's just amazing. So many of you have been around.
Yeah.
How did I meet AWP? Well, you know what? Jared's going to be on in about 15 minutes, and I'll let him answer that question because he may not want you to know that question, but I have so much respect for Jared, and he's been such a good friend. And frankly, we talk or text almost every single day. So please stand by, and he'll be coming on in about 15 minutes. And folks, I want to just tell you, in 5 more minutes, the drawing is going to close, and then at 6:45, we're gonna have Jared on, and we're gonna do the drawing. So please, if you want to get registered, it's your last minute to get registered. And if we could pop up where they can register, I know Tim wanted to try to close that at 6:30 or right now. And if we could extend 5 minutes, because I blew it and forgot to mention it.
He gave a thumbs up. Lori Deathridge with the "Can anyone see me?" I liked that. Yes, we can. And you are a YouTube member, which means you can join the YouTube, our members only chat. And you can join us live and chat with Mike live on that, so he really can see you. So it's your own fault if you're not seen now, just so you know.
Hey, and thanks again to Navy Vet for helping me with my horrid habit. I keep praying that Diet Dr. Pepper will actually sponsor us real, but you folks keep me going on that, so thank you.
So let's see. Hi, Mike. From middle of Canada, I got hooked by the sad case of Suzanne. She was such a beautiful woman who has taught so many. Yeah. Boy,
Grammy Bear, thank you, number one, for that kind donation. And yeah, Suzanne captivated a lot of hearts. It kind of causes me to go back and ask about all of the others that we don't talk about, DeMolo or Cavett or I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And I find it interesting sometimes if you're maybe it's just that we reflect on a demographic that's kind of close to our own, and we don't in some other areas. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much. Agree with you.
So Gigi Stone would like to know how you wind down after being involved with such stressful cases.
I remember being involved in one particular case. It's the one, this is kind of a shameful plug, but it's the one for my book, Deceived. And in this particular case, we were looking at literally thousands and thousands, more than 4,000 counts of rape of children in that particular investigation. And that stuff really does start to weigh down heavy on your mind. For me personally, what I did is I spent time with my clergy, and I got balance in my life. And that's what we have to do, is realize that as ugly as these cases are, they are still someone else's trial to bear. All I can do, or all police officers can do, is be an advocate for them, and in many cases the only advocate that they might have, but that you can't carry their burden on your shoulders or it would just crush you. And as soon as I learned how to do that, I started to realize I still can provide a very important service and yet not have to bear the burden of their sadness. So
yeah. Answer this one real quick,
Oh.
Mike. How do you sponsor the Diet Dr. Pepper or the Dr. Pepper drink? And then I've got another one.
So what you do is you do a super chat and you put your dollar figure in there and you say this is for the Diet Dr. Pepper Fund, and the back office takes that and moves it aside so that I can't spend it on a criminal investigation or anything else. It goes right to the Diet Dr. Pepper Fund. So,
which doesn't take a lot of money, so we end up spending it on other stuff for criminal investigations. We want to make sure everyone realizes that everything we take in goes to keeping this show alive. We just think it's fun. Mike, did I read that right? That you are a Dallas Cowboys fan? It takes a special spirit to be a Cowboys fan.
So folks, if you haven't been to Mom's Jeans and Crime Scenes YouTube channel, you got to go over. Not only is she such a great sponsor of or supporter of our show, but she has such great insights. So please make sure you visit her. And yes, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, but that was back in the Roger Staubach, Too Tall Jones, the good days when and I loved Green Bay Packers, by the way, too, because of Bart Starr. And by the way, I was on a call yesterday with the command staff at Green Bay, and we were looking at some things for the Packers stadium with my day job. And I made a point of saying the only reason I was helping them is because I still love the Green Bay Packers. So Bart Starr. Crime Ghost, how do we buy the book from Australia? So go to Amazon. It is now available in Australia on Amazon. And you will also get free shipping, I believe, in I'm looking in the back office. Is that correct? We got notice that free shipping, I guess, for Prime members or something in Australia. But if you're in Australia, you can buy Deceived. Anywhere in the world, you can buy Deceived on Amazon now. I think that's the case. So, and I just got a note from somebody in the UK who got it a few days ago. And so, so there you go. Yeah.
Perfect.
And Crime Ghost, what part of Oz are you from? That's I've been lucky. I've been in every part of Australia except Tasmania, and I do owe that to myself the next time.
Oh boy. All right. We better shut down for 10 minutes while you answer this one.
What is my day job? I work for a company called ESRI, Environmental Systems Research Institute, and I manage the worldwide market for 911 centers and fraud investigation. And so you can look it up, and that's my day job. And the president of that company is just so kind and lets me do this and gives me the software. So all the mapping stuff you see is all from my boss. And he's kind enough to support me in this little habit that we've created here.
Awesome. Come on, keep some questions coming. We need more questions. We had a lot of them come in all kind of at the same time, so I'm sure a lot of your questions didn't get answered. We want to make sure that oh, here we go. Here's one that just came in. So Charlotte D, was Tammy Daybell cremated? If so, was it something she told her family? She had told her family. I've wondered about this. This is for Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay.
Charlotte D, number one, no, Tammy Daybell wasn't cremated because if you remember, they exhumed her body. So that was what was used to do the additional testing, and then I believe she was reinterred. So, so yeah, I don't know. I've heard that a couple of times from folks.
Go ahead.
So do you guys follow cold cases being solved by genetic genealogy? If you go back and look at some of our shows, we've had my mind just skipped. But we've had the geneticists on. We've talked about, it was the one that solved Golden State Killer, the Valentine's Day Killer down in Contra Costa. I think Contra Costa. Anyway, I might be getting that mixed up. There's just so many cases. But yes, we do watch it closely. And when my book comes out in August, my new book, we'll actually be talking a little bit about how genealogy and genetics and DNA can be used in criminal investigations, because I used it in solving a 120-year-old mystery then. So
awesome.
Oh,
Tina, thank you.
Thank you so much, Tina D661. That is really awesome. Now, go ahead, Skylar.
No. Yeah, we've got us a guest in the back that I think is ready to join.
Yeah, let's bring him in. So somebody was actually asking Jared if I happened to want to share how we became friends. And I said, I don't know that you want to particularly share how we became friends. I think criminal history should remain quiet. But
I mean, or even admit that we're friends. I mean, that's the first thing we need to do is, the first step we need to take in this whole,
That's where the shame is.
Yeah, I mean, the short version of it is that once upon a time, I lived on a property that Mike had actually did an investigation at. Not while I was there, okay? I had nothing to do with it. This is years after. And then just by coincidence, then we, just the circles of the online, crime scene, lost missing persons is kind of how we came about. That's my version of it. What's your version, Mike?
No, that's exactly the version I would say, is that I was lucky enough to bump back into you. And, it's kind of interesting. So, folks, Jared Lysick from Adventures with Purpose, for those who don't know, please go over and subscribe to his channel. And to those who do, please stay subscribed to his channel. But I found it kind of interesting, Jared. I mean, you have actually grown so big. I think of the number of emails that I get in a day, and now I times that by 15 or so for what you must be getting. But I reached out to you, and you, I think I was driving from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, and you called me on the phone, and we spent a couple of hours talking and kind of created a friendship that I hope never goes away.
Actually, it was just reverse. You had just gotten off the Dr. Phil show talking about your book and part of the cases that you had solved there in Utah. Mm-hmm. And then when we got talking, then we found out, you're Ogden, and I was down in Manti for, a lot of my childhood. And some of you know this, some of you do not know this, but I was actually homeless in Mike's town I was homeless for a year and a half, way back in the day. I dropped out of high school because I knew everything, right? So I slept in, hotel stairwells and parks and, Mike's old stomping ground, or Mike's current and old stomping ground right there in Ogden, Utah. So here's part of what it is I would like to say is, I wasn't born into anything. I truly believe, and some of you will be like, oh no, you have a special leg. No, listen, I've been bankrupt twice. I've been bankrupt twice. I've had problems throughout my life, childhood, adulthood, thoughts, feelings, everything that everybody else goes through. Being a husband, a father, financial breadwinner, just trying to make it in life. And I just say that, continue to push forward because, and we've talked about this before, had I taken like my own life way back in the day, and we talked about this last week for some of my personal, attempts and just the pains that I had in my struggles growing up. I just want to tell everybody, you can do anything that you want to in life. Just push forward and do it. And don't go to college. College is the stupidest thing ever.
That's what I say.
Now, Jared's father is speaking up now. College is not stupid. Make sure you go.
I think that college is great for those that are not yet understand what it is they want to do, as long as they have the finances to put themselves through college with a game plan. College also is not what it used to be back in the day. I mean, look at the numbers and the stats. I mean, it's definitely flipped. Yeah, we can talk about that later. That's not what we're here though.
We'll solve it. It's interesting though, Jared. Somebody asked me a question earlier, and I mentioned that almost daily we either text or we jump on a call and chat about some of these cases we've looked at. Today we were chatting again about Randy Leach, and I think sometimes, folks, I guess I just want to say, while we move on and talk about other cases, we haven't stopped digging and talking about cases and turning people over. I think about just even a month ago, Jared and I were talking to the former sheriff where Randy Leach disappeared and the current sheriff. And I don't know, Jared, what are your thoughts? I mean, it's like you can't ever just walk away from these once you create a relationship with these families or other people.
You know, it's one of those things to where this thing is taking so many twists and turns that I still want to believe this is an accident. A lot of things point to it could not be an accident, you know. And like Mike and I were talking today with the new information that has come across, if that is the case, Mike's like, yeah, you're going to have to check it out. And I'm like, Mike, Jared is no longer checking it out if that's the story, okay? Jared will follow up on his final leads that he has this fall for the accident side of it. And if it's something different than what down the lanes of what Mike and I were talking about today, Jared's out.
Well, that's when I'll step in and maybe share some thoughts and some opinions. But this is really a cool night because last week we had an amazing guest on with Jared and Sam and I. We invited Alex Boyer, and if you haven't looked up Alex, folks, look him up. An incredible musician. He's going to be playing Burr in Hamilton in London, beginning in another month as soon as the theater opens there. Just a wonderful friend, but a true advocate of suicide prevention. And we talked a lot about suicide prevention last week. And Jared was kind enough because he'd finally gotten his 100,000 and his 1 million plaque from YouTube. Oh, I think he's going to gloat and show it.
They're still sitting here in the box. I haven't even done anything with them. So yeah, there's the 100,000. And this is not, you know, I say this is not my plaque. This plaque belongs to everybody. You all own a little piece of this, you know. But we also then have the other one that's still in the box as well. The girls are like, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's fun to get plaques and stuff, but then it's like, all right, that's cool. Now what? So
that's awesome.
Anyway, so there's the 1 million plaque. And again, I could not have done it without each and every one of you. So thank you so much for being a part of this.
You are well deserving of that. And by the way, folks, if you haven't subscribed to Jared's channel, please do. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We love having you in the family and growing. It just is great. But last week, Jared, you gave us some merchandise to give away. And I want to bring in Tim from the back office here because Tim put together a drawing this week. And I'm going to let you and Tim give away this cool What's Your Purpose paraphernalia.
Well, we have, I think that number one, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but look at that. We have a hat. It also comes with a search team sticker and a Adventure of the Purpose sticker. And it also comes with a little collector pin. So,
I want to take this moment to make sure Tyler, in front of everybody watching, knows that he still has not given me my shirt.
Yes. I sent out some swag to all three of them, and all three of them I want to point out I'm not wearing any of them.
It's taking everything in me not to bring him on camera here, but I won't.
I will.
I will.
All right, Tim, you got to figure out how to give this stuff away. They've been waiting for a week now.
That's true. Okay, so I need a drum roll from somebody if we don't get copyright struck.
Let's see.
All right. Winner number one is covers Jared's face.
Gene Waffle.
Gene Waffle.
Congratulations, Gene. Just so you all know, we did have quite a bit of entries, and these were randomly selected. So, yeah, congratulations. The odds are pretty slim, I guess, because we had a lot of participation thanks to everybody sharing it. So it's a big deal. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Gene Waffle, by the way, I think is one of the original founders of the Waffle House. Probably not true, but my best experience.
There we go.
My first time ever going to Waffle House did not disappoint my expectations.
I've never
been to Waffle House.
But try finding butter at the Waffle House. They bring margarine out. I just don't get it.
I can't
not a waffle I'm going to eat.
I'm a parquet person only, so I don't know.
No.
All right, here's the next one.
Oh, wait. So the next one is the white one. The white with black, and same thing. It also gets the sticker, and the collector pin as well.
Sweet.
Pick the winner. Drum
All
roll.
right.
Is this
Ready?
making noise?
Yep. Winner number 2 is
Ashley West. So, story on Ashley. Did you know that her maiden name was East, and she had to actually move to the West after she got married?
You know, folks, I cannot be responsible for what comes out of his mouth, and I guess I need something to maybe block out certain things. But we're going to let him keep going because this is great. Congratulations, Ashley.
One collector, 6-piece starter set. By the way, all this stuff is available on adventureswithpurpose.com, and any purchases that take place over there, guess what? We do amazing things with that stuff by going out and helping to search for lost loved ones. We don't charge these families a dime because of supporters and your support. So whether you just click like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, that means the world to us. But if you can also purchase something, we like that as well.
awesome. Okay, where's that drum
You
roll?
got to give that away now, Tim.
Charlotte Tice. Charlotte.
Hey,
We don't cheer for her. What's going
no,
on?
you need to skip her. And well, if she's in here, let's have her. Let's see if she's willing to give it up, because I already sent her one. Because there's a story with her, and she needs to talk to you. So if she's in here, can we give this away again, Charlotte? Are you in here? Because I already gave her one.
Can I? So I can get back to looking at the chat while Tim's bringing that up and working on that. I have this that I want. You guys have 10 seconds each to answer this, okay? You and Jared, Mike.
All right.
What are your hobbies in your free time?
Go, Jared.
Oh my goodness. My hobby is really my free time. Is my downtime is just spending time with my family, getting out. And for instance, this weekend, it drives me nuts when I go out of town and I'm looking at a river and I don't have my dive gear. But at the same time, it's just the relaxation of where we're going to go eat and what it is we're going to do, and let's go on a drive and let's do an activity. And I don't work.
I think my favorite thing is just to head to the cabin and just get on the 4-wheeler. I got beautiful little grandkids that like to go. We have a little route we take up above the cabin that's called the Trail of Terror. And we go wind through the trees and we make as spooky a sounds as we can, and we laugh and have a great time.
I thought they called it the Fairy Trail.
Oh, no. Fairy Forest is down below. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And depending on which age group, it's the Trail of Terror or the Trail of Adventure. And good ones, it's the Trail of Adventure.
So I don't see Charlotte mentioning anything, but yes, pick a winner for number 3. Oh, you already did. All right, so new winner number 3.
I got to show you. That's Kathleen. Congratulations, Jared. I want you to see. That's Tyler from the back office. My daughter on the far side. My granddaughter up close. You notice she's got a fly rod there, and she's hooked into about a 10-pound trout. And Tyler was leaning over the edge to net it and fell in the water. So it was last night, wasn't it, Tyler?
Yeah. Karma for not giving.
Show him a picture of one of the trout there.
That's karma for not giving us our shirts, just so you know.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not coming on until I see shirts on you guys next time. Hey, back to Charlotte real quick. But just by the way, to tell you why we chose a new winner for her, and like I said, I already sent her one of those. But she's actually in school getting her master's, and she has to write a thesis and 600 papers. And they're actually turning the book, or the thesis that she's writing is a 600-page thesis to get her master's, and she's turning that into a book with proceeds going to Adventures with Purpose later on. So she's going to be telling a story. And Mike, she wants to talk to you as well.
I'd love to. If it's supporting you and helping her, I'd love to do it.
Yep.
Okay, so we have 2 more winners. Jared, I didn't find the 4-piece lanyard pin from your website.
That's
Do you have that
because
available?
this little baby is not yet on the website, and it's probably not going to be on the website until July 1st. So on July 1st, you guys can look for it. It's got its lanyard, a 4-piece pin set, and you can drum roll it. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. That is off. That kind of looks like Muppet suspenders when you were holding it up.
And you have all their email addresses too, so I know where to send these, and they need to get a hold of me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'll send out an email to the people who were picked, and then we will forward their addresses on to you, Jared.
Okay.
So there's the last one. I don't know, black or red.
Oh,
You know, they can have their choice of either. We're
Okay,
out
I'll
of
be sure
we're out of the 4X black, but we do have the 4X red and all other sizes right now.
Okay.
And here's the thing, though. Okay, I'll give you your choice of a "What's Your Purpose" shirt or an "Adventures with Purpose" shirt. Because here's the thing: if you are an introvert, do not get this shirt and wear it out in public. Okay. This is the #1 conversation starter shirt that I have ever owned in my entire life.
is this the one we got?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
that I should have someday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, well, what is your purpose?
You know, my purpose is to travel the U.S. and to help provide families with answers that they've been looking for as to where their lost loved one may or may not be.
There you go.
All right, ready? We have
Yay.
I don't think they
McDonald.
started McDonald's.
You know,
Awesome.
it is true. Byron McDonald is a long descendant of Mr. McDonald, and his father's father before him was also Mr. McDonald. Anyway, I actually know Byron and his 2 children. We met up with them back in Missouri. I think that's where they live. Incredible people, and I was a little worried for him because he drove a long ways to meet up with us on bald tires.
Wow.
He made it home though, so that was all right. And we went to a place called there's a place north of Branson where they throw rolls to you. Quick pop quiz down below in the comment section. If somebody can guess that, I will also throw in. Cannot purchase right now a 4-piece pin set.
They make
If you can
stools
tell
in
me
Branson,
the
right?
Yeah.
The name of that restaurant north of Branson. First person that says it, I'll throw this in. Pop quiz. And Byron, you can't tell them what it is.
There you
It
go.
better not be
There you
McDonald's.
go.
Oh,
Is D. Wilson the first one?
looks
Nope.
like it.
Nope.
You guys better scroll and find out who the first person was.
Becky L.
Becky
You know,
L.
hey, now listen, they're going to scroll and they're going to make sure that who the actual winner is. So who said who said it first?
Yeah. Becky L. If you'll shoot an email to hello@profilingevil.com with your address, we'll be sure to get that over to Jared.
Yep. So if anybody, if you've not heard of Lambert's, definitely stop off there. It's a great place, great food, and throwing rolls is just one of the bonuses.
That's great. I want to just shout out to all the free spirits out there. Over 200 drawings and still nothing. You know, my 91-year-old mother has always complained that she never is in that high 1 or 2%. The other day, she's vaccinated. She got COVID. The doctor said, you should be putting in for the lottery because only 5% of the population ever has a chance after vaccination. So sometimes it's good to win. Sometimes it's bad to win. But keep trying, folks, because you never know when you're going to win. And gosh, I hope that doesn't discourage you.
Here's a question for you, Mike. Have you ever given anything away on your channel? Or are you too cheap? Like I knew somebody that was so cheap that they would never give away anything.
Yeah,
No,
That's just Christmas time. He's cheap.
Wait, Have you given any books away? Should you give a book away tonight?
Let's see. Have I ever given anything away to you? I know every time you tell me, "Oh, you got to give this person a book," or you got to do. I feel like I'm, working for you as your marketing department.
All right, let's just give a shirt away, Mike. Tim, roll one for a shirt out of the same group. We'll give a Profiling Evil shirt away tonight. Oh, Tyler, you pick which one.
Well, why don't we? We'll give. Oh, geez, where'd she go? Now you guys have me scrambling.
Just
okay. I'm gonna do one more.
Okay. And Tyler will pick which one.
Technically, now here's Tim. Technically, Charlotte won, but I already gave her my merch, so I think that technically Charlotte should win since it's your merch.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll shoot her an email.
Let's do it.
Winner.
She'll be out. We'll figure it out for you, Mike.
Okay.
You just drink your Dr. Pepper. It'll be all right.
You keep acting like you're in charge.
But on that note, though, I do need to go. I'm actually getting the RV ready. We're doing a couple of things this week. One is we're actually going to be creating the video of how to escape a vehicle in emergency using either the window breakers that we sell at Adventure with Purpose, or a headrest, or the visor, or like what's the best way to escape. So we're going to be putting that video together. Tomorrow is our official day for that one. The following day, we're heading back out looking for Ralph Brown. So we've done 2 full day searches for him, and then we're going to go out again tomorrow. We have a couple of new leads that we're going to check into that are water related. And then the following day, we're going to be up at Oak Grove Boat Ramp on Thursday. So if you happen to be in the Portland area, you are welcome to come down. The tow truck is going to be there at 1 p.m. Sam, the Adventure Man, is going to be there. I hope that Dan, the cameraman, he's been really busy, so I'm trying to talk him into meeting up with us. I've got Josh is going to be there helping with filming, and Doug is going to be there as well.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, you boys be safe, and to the PE back office team, just know that those things that will break the window are in the back of Tyler's truck with your shirts if you ever need them. So
that's so great.
He's going to get his window broken. They're going to get stolen.
Jared, thanks so much.
All right, I'm going to jump on my bike right after this, and I will bring them over.
I heard you were going to bring me a Diet Dr. Pepper after last week's, and you guys never.
That was his idea not to show up.
No, that was.
We're just.
What Water Girl also just mentioned, and Kevin will be there. So yes, I forgot. Kevin from the Nomac Experience is going to be rolling into my driveway in the next hour or so, and he's going to hang out with me for the next 3 days as well.
Will you be going live, Jared, with any of that?
Yeah, the first 2 days, no. We will only go live on Wednesday if we have breaking news with Ralph. And then on Thursday, we might go live for a little bit as we're actually pulling the car, but it will not be an all-day live.
Cool.
So there's three vehicles that we found that we've never dove on. So it could be very interesting on Thursday. We never know until we get on them, and a down there.
Cool.
You guys be safe. We'll plan on getting some reports. Just keep sending me texts.
On that note, thank you everybody for being here, and like and subscribe. Later.
Take care, Jared. Thanks so much.
See you, Jared.
Later, bye.
Nelly, Mike, I feel dumb saying this, but I did not realize it was your book. I read it last week while on bed rest, and it was amazing. I had never heard of the Zion Society. I'm so excited to put a name to the face. Well, how cool is that, Nelly? Thank you so much. And yes, that was my case, and boy, it was a wild one. So I'm gonna take advantage of you doing that, and just say again, folks, you can get Deceived on Amazon, or you can get a signed copy by going to profilingevil.com. And the really cool news, just to follow up with Jared's question about whether we ever do anything for free, we donated the proceeds thus far from the book to the Victims' Rights Council for police officer training of child sex abuse cases. And we also gave a sizable donation to the Children's Justice Center to to begin building a new children's justice center. So we would not feel right going to Hawaii on the proceeds from that book and the horrors that those children had to endure. So kind of our way of trying to do a little bit of what's right. So thank you for buying the book and supporting us at Profiling Evil and doing that. Fellas, let's go around. Is there anything we're missing that we ought to be doing?
Well, we ought to give maybe a 5-minute warning for questions. My biggest question for all the viewers is, do you like this format? That's a big one. We sure do. We like loosening Mike up and making him go off the script or off the script and having fun. So if you like this format and you'd like to see it more, we would love to see more of these for our choir practices. And we will continue to bring in amazing guests as usual, but we'd love for them to have a chance to tell their story and a chance for you all to ask them questions and do this again. We love this. And so, but we're not going to do it if you guys don't like it. So if you all like it, let us know.
Yeah. And Four Sons Mom, I'm so glad to see you back. I hope you got the word when you were in the hospital that we were concerned and actually tried to find out if you were doing well. So it's really neat to see you back. And this particular seed money will go to build a new children's justice center in northern Utah.
Love this format. Good.
Gloria, it's good to see that and Joycatcher, thank you, because this is really hard for me because I'm old school and think that I need to be prepared, and these guys keep telling me to just shoot from the hip. So Moonlight, thank you. That's really kind of you. So thanks, Wendy.
This is good. Lots of good. I think this is something we need to continue in the future, and we want choir practices to be fun. Mike releases content throughout the week, and some of it can be pretty heavy on you. I mean, it's horrible cases, sad cases that we're trying to help with, and like he's mentioned a lot, we can't get to every single one. We can't focus on just one. We're trying to get as many in front of people as we can. We don't want to only focus on one and leave a lot empty, but at the same time, we can't get them all anyway. But we want this choir practice thing to be 100% fun. So after we've ingested all the sadness from all the cases over the week, we want to have an opportunity to just kind of relax and enjoy each other's company and let you all ask some questions that you've been wanting to ask. And sure, we'll have questions pop up that bring back the cases, and we want that. We don't want this to just be just all silliness. We want you to have a chance to get your questions answered. So thank you for the feedback.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that one?
Happy to answer any questions, by the way.
We should call it shoot from the hip.
Hey.
And I saw that Miss Sophia was asking if they searched, when they searched Chad Daybell's phone home, if they found his Charles Vallo's watch, with the idea that Lori may have given the watch to Chad. So we're not really talking about much until it comes out publicly on a lot of information that's held there. And I haven't seen anything on the results of the search warrant yet, Miss Sophia. So probably the part that drives a lot of you crazy is we just don't go there usually. But love asking the questions because it kind of keeps us all looking. So.
And we're not here to, I think, right, Mike, break the news. That's not our thing. We're here to provide the help and the professional experience Mike has and his colleagues that he's able to bring onto the show. We're not trying to get behind the scenes information and be the first ones to say it. That's not what we're doing with this. We're just here to provide the expertise Mike has accumulated over the years as well as his colleagues.
Yeah. Well, good. So, I just want to thank you guys. The back office keeps this ship afloat, and we hope you're listening to Profiling Evil podcasts. I did offend someone this week by saying if you are enjoying Profiling Evil podcasts, please leave a review. They use that as a reason to unsubscribe. They let me know in an email. Sorry, but if you like the content, please leave a review because that's how we get the message out to more people. and it means a lot. I want to also bring out that the support that you give us and the questions you throw our way really do cause us to really think about and try to respond to what we can. There are so many emails that we can't respond to all of them, but just please know that we're reading every one of them, and it really is meaningful that you would care enough to send a note. Also, to all of you who have a friend or a family member or some case where there's been heartache, please know we really take that into account, and we really hope that you're finding some solace in all of this as time goes on, because some of these cases just never get solved.
Yep.
So, well, and I'm going to evolve because it sounds like you all like to have me loosen up a little bit, and it's just way outside my character, but we'll see what happens. We'll continue to do that. We have some really cool things coming down the pike, and we're going to have a story on in a couple of weeks from Southeast Asia that I think you're going to really be shocked by. It is an incredible story, and we'll talk about that in detail in a few weeks. So, Diane Culver, thank you. Make sure you're getting your Diet Dr. Pepper. Navy vet, thanks for bailing us out this week. And I think if that's it, folks, I'm going to plea one more time. Please hit the subscribe button and make sure you're ringing that notification bell. We really do appreciate having you on board. And Wendy, Claire, thank you for calling out the back office and wishing them good night. I think they all are going to go for a bike ride after. So, and by the way, they're not real athletes. They have the electric bike out.
Yep, we're lazy.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening, and thanks from all of us at Profiling Evil.
That's